Hey, what's up guys? So we are going to be doing a deck profile for the EvilSwarms, and it's a really good deck, like I mentioned earlier today, because everyone is playing Mono Mermails as well as Fire King, Fire Fist, because both those decks are super meta right now, and everyone is playing them on Dueling Network, DevPro, all the popular dueling websites. People are playing those decks. So this is a really good matchup against those decks. This kind of 100% counters the Mono Mermails because they don't play like the Undying, and especially if they're using the Billy Break build that only has one of the heavy infantry. Very limited outs to Ophion because this card is really nasty to deal with. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So I play triple EvilSwarm Heliotrope. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention real quick is these cards are not legal to play yet as far as like in real life because they are from a dual terminal and they're not actually released in TCG as far as like in a pack yet. So they'll be pretty good for like online play, but in the future they will still be a good deck, but not everything is out yet, so you cannot play these at a official Konami tournament yet. But we played 3 of the vanillas. Now he's better than Sabersaurus. He's got that 1950 attack, gets over it. And you'll notice the text is a little bit weird. That's because everything is actually backwards in his description. But that said, yeah, he's a target for your rescue rabbit. And next we played Darkroom because everything is pretty much dark in here. And then we played Double Effect Baylor because you have to keep your Ophion alive. This card, the EvilSwarm Ophion, he's like the key card. He's like the Kobe Bryant of the deck, or LeBron James, whichever player you like. But he's like the star player of the deck. You gotta get this card out. He's like the Xian of this deck. Like, 6 Samurais go for Xian, EvilSwarms go for Ophion. This is like the card that you want to get out and you want to protect, and that's how you win the game. And Effect Villa does a great job against like the Fire Fists, because bear effect, no. And so it helps out with that a lot. So Effect Veiler, very good card to protect Ophion. I mean, you could opt to run the Maxis, but Maxi won't be that great when your Ophion's already dead. So that's why I play Veilers. Then I played a triple Castor, and so during the turn this card was normal summon, you can normal summon again. So that's pretty nasty. Just quick Ophion. I mean, that's kind of what the deck does. And then we have triple Kirikion. This card's really good. It reminds me of there's a Constellar card that's very similar to this. But what you do is you banish one EvilSwarm, or I don't know, we'll call it the Swarm monsters, from your graveyard to target one EvilSwarm monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand, and the effect of him can only be used once per turn. And once per turn, if the effect was activated this turn, you can normal summon again. So basically, this card in your graveyard, you just get an additional normal summon, and then you go for Ophion again because that's kind of what it does. And you can only gain this effect once per turn as well. But yeah, he's pretty nasty. He just opens up more options for rank 4 exceeds, but pretty much Ophion. Next up, we run a triple Mandragora. And this card's pretty good. It's like a Cyber Dragon, but it's a little bit weak, but it's also plant. I was like, oh, it's plants, right? We can throw in like the triple Spore now. But yeah, this card's okay. I mean, it just allows you to just go for Ophion faster. And then I played double Thunderbird. Now this card is kind of like a wind-up rabbit, but you can't just randomly activate it. It's just something has to be activated, and then you can go for it. So when it comes back though, it gains 300 attack, so it's 1950. So that's pretty good that he boosts himself up. But he doesn't make Ophion as fast as I would like him to. But he definitely is there, so you can summon him. Your opponent activates Dark Hole. You just put it back, and and the next turn it comes back, and then you just summon something and go for Ophion. And then we play 2 Rescue Rabbits just to go for the Heliotrope, even though you only have 3 normals. I've seen people play the Sabersauruses, but this deck profile right here is kind of like an OCG one because I've been checking out a lot of OCG ones. There's a lot of weird EvilSwarm or EvilSwarm decks that they play. I'll get into some of the tech cards. They run a whole bunch of set tech cards. It's pretty interesting. But lastly, for the monster, we have Double Tragodia. And next up, we play Allure of Darkness, Dark Hole. Let's put Heavy and Reborn next to each other. These always need to go next to each other. The 3 best cards in the game, pretty much. And then we play Double Forbidden Dress because this card is really good because since it changes the attack and defense, you can activate it during damage steps. So Raikou, Snowman Eater, anything that we get rid of Ophion, you say no because again the deck needs to protect Ophion to kind of be successful. And then we play 2 Infestation Pandemic, which is kind of like a Lance, but there's no loss for attack, and it is a searchable card with Ophion. So once you XYZ for Ophion, he has the effect of once per turn you can detach 1 material from this card to add 1 infestation spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So that allows you just to make him unaffected by Dark Hole at least once. But keep in mind, you have to have material on him for his awesome effect, which is neither player can special summon 5 or higher monsters. But yeah, that's pretty much how he plays. The Ophion, or the EvilSwarms kind of play like, get out Ophion, it's cool, I got out this big monster, and now you can't get anything big out. That's just kind of how they play. It's pretty dirty, though. And in the OCG, a lot of players like this deck. There's so many builds for it. But I went with this one because I thought it was pretty good. But if you have any suggestions for this, by all means, let me know, because I haven't, like in the TCG, there's no one that topped with it, because, like, you know, we can't really play it yet. Next up, I played 2 Duality, just because it adds consistency to the deck. Sometimes you just need that that card to set up for your next turn, Ophion. And I played Reinforcement of the Army because, which card is it? This one right here, EvilSwarm Castor, is a target. And, you know, it's kind of an important card because it allows you to go for a first turn Ophion. So, pretty good card. Then I played Double Bottomless because I don't like that Fire King card that's 27 and it blows up the field. And I'm just like, no, it's called Bottomless. I think. Get that thing out of the way. But usually they can't get it out anyways if you have Ophion. So, but yeah, I do like this card a lot. And I think it'll see a lot more play, maybe even Deep Prison too, depending on your preference. And then I play one of these Infestation Infections because it's just another card I can go for. Like, maybe I already have this. I probably don't want to set 2 of them. So I might want to, like, set one of these, and if I have any of the normal monsters, I can definitely just put them back. It's pretty good, though. So once per turn, I can shuffle 1 EvilSwarm monster from my hand or face up on my field into the deck to add 1 EvilSwarm monster from your deck to your hand. So the key card that you want to go for is this guy, because this guy just makes Ophion real fast, and you know, this guy too. Depending on what you have, you know, if you have bad cards, it's like a cycling card. It's pretty good. Originally, I wish I could play more of these, but the problem is, it's a trap, it's a little bit slow. If it was a continuous spell, man, that'd be awesome. And then I just played the Solemn Brigade. Keep in mind, Solemn Warning will apparently be going down to 1, so you can just swap that out, put a Deep Prison, put Trap Hole. No, I think Deep Prison is much better than Trap Hole. But yeah, just, you know, put out, you know, whatever you need. And as far as the extra deck, I'll just mouse over them real quick so you can see the names and you can copy them. But pretty much you want double Ophion, I'd say. You can go for triple. There's also Ouroboros. He has a pretty good effect, but requires 3. His effect is you can target 1 card your opponent controls and return that target to the hand. So he bounces stuff back. And then you can also make your opponent send 1 random card from their hand to the graveyard. And you can target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish that target. So he's got, like, you know, a few options, so that's always good. And then on the OCG, they really like to go for Gemini Pearl because they run this build with, like, Dark Calling and then the evil hero Dark Gaia, which was pretty cool. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, they go for Gaia a lot, or Gemini Pearl a lot, after they already have Ophion, just because they love this card, I guess. It's interesting. Then I play Maestro, Shockmaster, and Popular Operative, and Sealstorm Roach. And that's it for the extra deck, but I'll just mention some of the other cards. If you want to try to play, like, the OCG version, that's, like, some really high-tech, I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Like, this deck is an OCG deck, like I said, because we don't actually have the cards out, but some of them play EvilSwarm Salamandra, and this card's interesting. So up to twice per turn, you can banish 1 monster from your graveyard. This card gains 300 attack until your opponent's next end phase. So twice you can boost it up, run over, like, a lot of, like, you know, the generic, like, normal summon monsters in the game, and plus you can, you know, control the amount of darks you have, maybe for Dark Armed or something like that. So they were playing, I saw them playing, like, 2 of these. Sometimes they were playing 1. It's just an interesting card. It also is a dinosaur. But next, they were playing Steelstorm Sting. Now this card's really interesting. When this card you control is sent to the graveyard, target 1 piece up Ritual, Fusion, or Synchro monster on the field, and you destroy that target. And so what they were doing with this card is they were also using it with Dark Calling. So you banish from your hand or your graveyard the fusion material monster listed as a fusion monster that can only be special summoned with Dark Fusion. Then special summon that monster from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon with Dark Fusion. Now that's interesting because this card actually says it needs to go to the graveyard, but the thing is, like, it doesn't work with Dark Calling. Maybe that they have a different wording on a card, or I don't know exactly, but yeah, you have to actually banish them. So I'm not sure, like, what they were doing with this, because, like, I saw that they were using this with Steelstorm Sting. I'm not sure how exactly it worked. Maybe they're just setting this card and then just, it's not a bad effect though, because it's got 1850 attack too, and then when it's sent to the graveyard, you get a target 1 face-up card that's Fusion, Ritual, or Synchro, but not XYZs. We cannot touch the precious XYZs. Only Synchro, everything from the extra deck except for the XYZs. But that is going to be running rituals, but yeah, it basically destroys the Synchro. It's not bad. And then they're playing Dark Calling, and then the card that they go for is Evil Hero Dark Gaia. So this is the fact right here. And also when it's dueling attack, you can change all defense position monsters on your opponent controls to face up attack position, and the flip effects are not activated this time, so it's pretty good. But the main effect that Evil Hero Dark Guy has, the original attack of this card is equal to the combined original attack of the fusion material monsters used to fusion summon it. So with my handy dandy calculator, like I said, they were just going for Gem Knight Pearl. I'm not understanding like why, but I guess that's why, because it is an earth, and there's everything in here is like dark. And is it a rock? Okay, is it a rock? Okay, yeah, this is rock. I don't think anything in here is actually rock. There's Spellcaster, Thunder, they're like all different, so maybe a Rivalry would be good. Anyways, so going back to the Evil Hero Dark Gaia. So if you go, wait, is it Ophion? Which one's the Fiend? Okay, you could also run this guy, but more than likely, let's just say this guy over here, because he's got relatively large attack. So we got that 1950, because it gets the combined original attack. And then if you do it with Gem Knight Pearl, that's 2600, so you get 2600. And then you have a 4550 attacker, which isn't bad, that's definitely something good. And again, since you're banishing, you can control the darks for Darkram. So I think that is an interesting build. I definitely want to try that in the future, but I think this is pretty standard. If you guys have any suggestions to improve this deck, I would love to hear them, as I think it's a really good deck, and it definitely has a lot of potential in the future, and especially right now on Dueling Network or DevPro. If you want to rank up, play this deck right now. If you go for first turn Ophion, and if you're playing against Fire Kings or the Mono Mermails, you'll be really set up to have kind of like a favored matchup, I would say. But anyways, thanks for watching. Good luck to you guys playing some EvilSwarms. Thanks for watching. Asian Eyes signing out.